everyone, it's Lydia and I have a project share today on behalf of my paper passion. I will add a link down below to Nat's Zippet Shop where you will find beautiful laces, trims, appliques, embellishments, and more at great prices. So I created some white chenille pumpkins for the upcoming fall, autumn season. Really cute, shabby chic, and I was inspired by timewashed.com. I will link her website down below, and she had some pretty fabric white pumpkins, and she added a tag and a cute ribbon around the stem. I kind of went overboard on my pumpkins, and I added appliques on mine and vintage buttons and burlap leaves. I couldn't stop embellishing them. So for those of you that like the product list, you know, what I used to create my project, I'm going to quickly run through everything. If you don't care, just fast forward now. So I used, of course, some chenille fabric, and I received this from my friend Paulie. Hi Paulie, thank you so much. Love, love, love it. And I finally get to play with it. And I used some vintage buttons, of course, in white. And you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut your fabric, and for a template you could use a bowl, a plate, the lid of a pot. You're going to need some filler, so you can use some of this batting. I also used some of these pebbles because I made some really small pumpkins. There's lots of fillers out there. You can use beans. Some people don't like using food because they're afraid they're going to attract critters. So the batting is going to make your pumpkin really lightweight, and then the beads, you can use your pumpkins as a paperweight because they're going to be nice and heavy. I also used some of this burlap with lace for my leaves, and I just eyeballed them and hand cut my leaves. And I purchased this a while ago over at Hobby Lobby, and this is by the Paper Studio. It's called the Mixed Media Burlap Ribbon with Lace Overlay. So I use that for my leaves, and of course you're going to need some needle and thread. If you have a nice heavy-duty sewing machine and you can sew, then you can just sew your circles. And what I did was, after I cut the circle, I kind of overlapped it, had like a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then I hand stitched straight stitch, and then I gathered it, added my stuffing, and then pulled it a little tighter to close up my pumpkin. I hope you guys understood that. You're going to need a stick for your stem, and I just went over to my garden and found this one, and I thought it was the perfect size. And if you're worried about little critters in here, you can just nuke it for about 15 to 20 seconds, and that'll kill any critters that are in there. You can also use the actual tops of pumpkins. You can buy some small pumpkins and cut the stems off and use those on your project. What else? For my little banner that spells autumn, you're going to need some a scrap of white paper, some brown ink. I used a vintage photo, and some tiny stamps, and I use these. I've had them in my stash forever. These are by PSX, and they're called button stamps. And then from Nat's shop, I used, let me look real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. From Nat's shop, I used some beads, some clear beads, although the ones that I used are round, but I ran out, so I'm just showing these. She has lots of flat backs and round beads, and she has these teardrops. And then, of course, I used the appliques. She's got gorgeous appliques in her shop. So I have here just a sample of appliques. I totally love this one. It has beading on it. And she has some of these, and she has some collar ones. And here's some more pretty beaded applique pieces. And here's another one. So I used those from Nat's shop. And let me show you my little pumpkins. They turned out really cute. So I made 3. I have a trio of 3 pumpkins. This is the tiniest one. And you can hear the little pebbles that I have in here. So what I did was I just added the applique around the tiny pumpkin. Here are the beads and the super cute vintage buttons, and then here are the leaves that I hand cut out of the burlap ribbon, and there's the little stick, and I just snipped it on an angle for the stem. So that's my little baby pumpkin number 1. So cute. And then this is my medium-sized one, and on this one I filled with polyfill. so it looks a little rounder, I guess. And here's the applique that I added all the way around. Isn't this beautiful? I love this one. My applique, my little cluster of vintage buttons. These are all vintage except for this one. This is a brad. And all of these buttons here are vintage. Super cute. I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. And again, my burlap leaves. And then here's the stick. And this time I kept it, had this little viney thing growing out of the stick. This might be from a vine that I have in the back. I think it's a grapevine, but I'm not sure. It does get like tiny little green grapes, but they don't grow very large. So I'm not sure what the heck it is, but that's what I use for this one. Isn't that cute? And then my last pumpkin, I actually did a little banner on this one and wrote the word autumn. And on this one, again, I used those little pebbles. And I have the applique. I have this vintage button that lost a couple of rhinestones. I just stuck it in there. Here's the beading from Nat's shop. The gorgeous applique goes all the way around. And then I have my vintage buttons in here. And there's the burlap leaves again. And then I just stamped the word autumn, fashioned it into a banner, and just tucked it behind one of the buttons. So these turned out really cute, and they're quick and easy to make. Guys, that is my project share for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Post a comment if you wish. Subscribe, and have a fabulous day. Bye.